Conquest of the Planet of the Apes has an interesting place in my mind, as it's the first of the sequels that I had seen after the original. Of course, all these movies in the original series came out well before I was born, so I caught them on TV, and after seeing the original film, the first sequel that I had seen was this one. Yeah, we didn't have Netflix or anything. You were just at the mercy of whatever was on. It kinda sucked. Anyway, in this one, baby Milo is all grown up, except Armando has renamed him Caesar. Also, Caesar is played by Roddy McDowall, the same guy who played his father, Cornelius. The events that Zira and Cornelius spoke about in the last film have come to pass. A plague wipes out all the dogs and cats. We learn that the plague was brought from space by Zira and Cornelius themselves unwittingly, and apes took over as pets, but eventually become servants and housekeepers, and now slaves. So slavery returns, apes are caught and then conditioned cruelly to obey man and fear the word no. Caesar is mostly kept away from this as he works in the circus with Armando, but when going into town and passing out flyers he's exposed to the cruelties that apes are afforded, and when he slips up and yells at a cop for giving an ape a savage beating, the jig is up. Armando tries to take the heat, but he's basically tortured by the government because they believe that Caesar may be baby Milo. Apparently they already kind of figured he was switched at birth. Armando is put into a machine that will force him to tell the truth, but he kills himself rather than betray Caesar. Caesar is captured as a lone ape. They don't know who he is. He goes through conditioning, though he skates by pretty easily because he's so intelligent they don't need to do much with him. He's brought by the governor, who is basically this movie's version of Dr. Zaius. He hates the subjugated apes because he fears them and what they represent. His aide is a guy who's more sympathetic to the apes, and when Caesar is captured and tortured into talking, he helps him escape. Caesar's rebellion starts as a campaign of civil disobedience and mild mayhem, while also organizing the apes into gathering supplies and such, but it becomes violent at the end after he's tortured. Caesar decides that humans are just so shitty that he has to kick all of their asses. So, what's the big gut punch ending this time around? Well, they kind of wussed out on this one. They were supposed to end the movie with Caesar having the humans violently slaughtered, even the sympathetic ones, having become so thoroughly distrustful of humans that the path to the kind of society in the first film would become clear. But at the last minute they re-edited the ending with some new voiceover from Roddy McDowall, having Caesar change his mind and decide to be more compassionate to humans. Why? Well, they wanted to make a fifth movie, though honestly this should really have been the last one. The original intended ending was perfect, and it brings the entire thing full circle. Does this re-edited ending ruin the film? No, not really. This is still a very good one, and actually is my favorite sequel to the original film. The acting and characters are the main strength of the film, and the effects are better this time around, with the apes becoming more expressive. And really the ending, it isn't that bad. It's just that with this ending and the entirety of the next film, it's like they couldn't decide whether they wanted to continue with a circular timeline that connects to the first movie, or if Caesar would change the future for the better. Though I might point out that it doesn't make too much sense, because if they change the future, and Zira and Cornelius might never have come back in time, and Caesar would never have been born in the 70s, and, well, you get my point. It's just, it helps if you don't think about it too much. A lot of people said that the Apes films got progressively worse, but Conquest really disproves this theory. It's the second best in the original series, and the story was the basis of the second reboot. So give this one a shot. It's pretty awesome. 9 out of 10.